Okay, this is a short video just talking about the AutoCAD command Flatshot. Here we're looking at a site plan with two buildings in very close proximity. This is my kind of principal building, but when I elevate this building I also want to be able to see part of the neighbouring building. Okay, but because they're at different angles, I would be put to quite a lot of work to generate the elevations for that particular building. Okay, so we can use the Flatshot command to generate the squint view of the neighbouring building, and vice versa. If we were generating this one, Flatshot would give us this one at the squint angle. So as you can see, I'm saying that the kind of elevation plane is effectively, a straight line. Okay, so anywhere along this line is your kind of elevation plane, and so we just happen to be perpendicular to this building, but we're not perpendicular to this building. Okay, so let's jump to the model of this one, and then we'll XREF in the model of the building next to it. Okay, so I'll just give you a 3D view so you can orientate yourselves, and let's go shaded. Okay, so XREF, and I want to attach a DWG. The building is number 4, rose angle, and OK, and close, and it should be there alongside it now. Okay, XREFs come in, and the layers are on purposely kind of dimmed, so you know that you're looking at the XREF objects. Okay, so the orientation of the buildings is the same as it is on the site plan here. If I flip from one to the other, you can see they're kind of the same. Okay, what we need to do is set up the UCS, the coordinate system, for the front of that building. Okay, we could do that numerous ways, but better to go back to 2D wireframe, and all I need to do is use one of these objects on the facade to align myself with a 3-point UCS. So it's a 3-point, okay, origin, X direction, Y direction. Okay, now do plan and enter twice. So we're face on to this building, but we're squint to this one. Okay, as you can see, we're able to see the window reveals on this one. We're losing window information on this side. We can see one side of this entrance box, can't see the far side, okay, etc. So a heck of a lot of work in trying to work all that out drawing wise. Okay, so back to 2D wireframe, and then just use the Flatshot command. I'm on layer 0 at the moment, which is fine. Okay, I'm asking it to create them red just so I can kind of tell the difference and see that it's done. I'm not asking it to generate obscured lines, there'll be too much information. I just want to see the lines that are visible. Okay, so I'll create that. It only takes a second or two. And place that there. And enter a couple of times. Now, if we look closely, we can't see through the buildings, and that's because there is a baffle placed. You can see through this one. We are able to see through this building. Okay, so we're looking straight through to what's happening on the back wall of the building. You can see it here as well. There's windows on the far side of the building. Okay, now I've got a layer inside these drawings called baffle. I've got an object on those, so I'm just going to thaw and switch those layers on. So that's just a little solid kind of block placed in the middle of the buildings just to hide anything that's, if we see through this window, we can't see straight through. Just for your information, the window materials on these models is just a single 3D face. I haven't modeled the windows as glass, the actual glass bit, so it's just a single 3D face. Okay, and that's why it's ignoring those. Anything that's a 3D face gets ignored by the Flatshot command. Okay, and that's why we can't see all this terrain triangulation. So let's just do another Flatshot on that, so we can prove that that baffle is working. We shouldn't see so much detail through that window. Okay. Have a look closer in. Oops, that's a shame. Seems to generate a different base point every time you do it. Okay, have a look at that window. Now we can't see any of the window information in the background, which is much better. Okay. So if we wanted the flat shot for this building and see this squint, it's just the same process. Okay, we need to set up a UCS on this building. Now another way of doing the UCS, if we go back to the world, okay, and just draw a line. Okay, I'll bring that out slightly. Just, you can align yourself with an object. So UCS, enter, OB, enter. Pick near the left-hand end of that line so that X goes in towards the right. Okay, but then you need to flip that by 90 degrees. So it'll be UCS, enter, X, enter, 90, enter. So we're now face on to the neighbouring building. Okay, and the original building is now squint. Imagine trying to project all that information when Flatshot will just do it in seconds. So create again. So we've got the next Flatshot. Okay, enter twice. So this one's face on now, and the neighbouring building is squint, and the baffle is helping hide the information behind. Okay, but if I go back to the world coordinate system and flip this over, you can see we've got a bit of a problem with the 2D information, because it's all come in on the UCS that was current at the time the Flatshot was done. There used to be a command in AutoCAD called project, which you were able to choose which UCS effectively the Flatshot went onto, but I'm not sure where that has kind of ended up. I don't think there is. No, there's no options in here to do that, but there is the export to file. So if that was the case, it would be just going to whatever. It would just go to the world UCS in that file. Okay, but if we wanted to keep it in here, all we need to know is what the block names are called. So this was one that was unsuccessful. So it's what are these two blocks called. So if I just list one, you see that they do have a block name. So all I have to do is remember maybe the last 3 digits there. So 6B0, and this one is D4E. So all I need to do is go back to the world UCS and insert those 2 blocks. So you see they're in the drawing. So D4E was one of ours. So I do want to choose the insertion point. So right click that and insert. Okay. And the other one was 6B0, that's correct. Okay, so insert that one. Okay, so these 2 have done their job, they can go. And then if we go back to the world UCS, we've got our drawings in the usual orientation now, so they're not kind of floating around in space at the wrong angle. And then, if we wanted to, we could line these up more accurately. Okay, so that we can have them side by side, so we can put levels, markers on them, or whatever. So everything's unfortunately all on the same layer, which isn't brilliant. There is a fair bit of work there in reassigning layers to get line weights and the likes, but the majority of the work has been done very quickly and to a nice kind of quality. Okay, so that's the Flatshot command. Hope that was useful. All the best.